In the not too distant future, Earth is in peril, so we are sending people into space aboard a tiny rocket ship. They can take with them 7 books. The first 5 are their favourites. The 6th is one they hate so much they get thrown into space to consign it to obscurity forever. And the 7th is the book they would commit to the canon, for which humanity will be remembered. Co-produced by Bookmark London and Morocco-bound Bookshop and hosted by me, Adam R.W. This is Rocket Ship Reads. My guest for this very first episode is a writer, comedian, host, maker of excellent and hilarious internet reels, OnlyFans model, friend of a dear friend of mine, Sam Humphries, and someone that I first met as she recited a poem about casual sex. It is the one and only Bree Essrig. Welcome, Bree.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for joining us on this first episode, Bree. So, Bree, how are you feeling about the prospect of leaving Earth for the final time?
It's about time. It's about time.
Mm-hmm.
And I just watched Project Hail Mary. So
Yes.
this is like the part I'm like hoping that I meet like a cute little sidekick alien.
Yes.
That would be amazing. I'm ready. I'm ready though.
I feel like we can expand the concept of the show to incorporate a little sidekick for you potentially. If you,
Thank you.
Yeah, we can sketch that out. I mean, this is episode 1. This is the blueprint, as you said before.
I would love like a Wall-E, like an animated one. That would be sick. Thank you for having me.
We can arrange that. It's a pleasure to have you. And this is a ride that this is one of your last days in London town as a resident of this country.
That is true.
It's very sad. Very sad. So what are your plans after you leave the UK?
Go to space.
Go to space. There we go. Well, I'm going.
France, you know, whichever is easier to get to.
We're similarly distant.
Yeah.
So I'm going to begin with a few little warm-up questions.
Oh, good.
Just before we get to your choices, which I know you have spent a lot of time deciding what you're going to take into space with you.
Did.
Very important decision, which 5 books you're going to take. So first little warm-up question, because we've met twice before, once or twice before through a lovely, you need to give him another shout out, Sam Humphries. Wonderful man.
I love that guy.
Would you say he's your bestie?
He's my bestie.
How would you describe him to the good people at home?
How would I describe Sam Humphrey? He's just the sweetest guy. He's one of the girls too.
Yes.
He loves gossip.
Yes.
That's important to someone like me, who also loves gossip.
I was going to say, maybe we can't do it while the cameras are on, but best bit of gossip you've ever received from Sam Humphries?
Oh my God, I can't. Something immediately came to mind that I can't say, but I'll tell you what I told him because I trust him.
Yes.
One time I crashed out over a man so hard that I signed up to be a contestant on The Bachelor after that. And I told Sam the whole story.
That's good gossip. Yeah.
Juicy.
Oh my God. It's incredibly juicy gossip. The first episode of Rocket Ship Reads. Oh my God. Incredible. So paranoid. Yes. Very good. So first question, just to get to know you a bit better. How do you describe who you are and what you do?
Wow. That's loaded. It depends on who's asking me. Because if it's my parents, I would say I would lie.
Interesting. Why?
Well, because I do OnlyFans. They don't like to know stuff like that.
Yes.
The less I know, the better. Are you safe? Are you okay?
Yeah.
Is this something you want to be doing? That type of thing.
Yeah.
But if other people ask me, I just say I'm a content creator and I'm a sex worker.
Yeah, because I feel like I met you, the first time I met you, I've kind of met you as a poet, a writer, comedian. So I feel like you're a multi-talented person. Do you agree with that? Or maybe you're too humble to agree?
You know what? I'm going to take it this time.
Yes.
I will.
Okay.
I don't usually, but this time I will. Because
Yes.
I don't really share poetry, but you are like the rare person who's heard my poetry. So that I'll take it.
And those 10 people who were at that story time, it was a very well attended event.
I still can't believe I did that. That's crazy.
Do you write poetry a lot? Do you find yourself writing a lot?
I do, but I don't share it.
And what do you feel it does for you, writing poetry or any type of writing?
It's the same type of release as an orgasm, which is why I don't really share it with too many people.
Yeah, interesting.
That's just for me. It's like jerking off. That was just for me.
So what compelled you to share that poem that night? So that was about 3 months ago. What was the inspiration for sharing it?
I left Los Angeles and I came to London to make art. And in LA, it's very different. It's a different kind of, I've experienced very different kinds of like storytelling, content creation. But out here, there's like such a big like community of like live art that I'm not used to. I'm like sitting alone in my room filming myself type of art. And so I really wanted to put myself out there and just like get over my stage fright a little bit. And like, and also it's a really good way to meet new people.
Interesting. Did you feel like you did get that from performing? That, like you kind of got what you were hoping for?
I think so.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, because I was performing at Sam's
of course, yeah.
Chatter and Slander nights.
Yeah.
And I was going...
Big up Cheddar and Slander.
Chatter
But
and
Sam is
Slander.
leaving London as well, so that's also a great tragedy.
No,
We're losing some of our favourite Americans.
I'm going to miss him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best. So I was at Chatter and Slander and I met Sam and he introduced me to all of his friends and it's just been so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to meet people out here.
It's what we found.
Yeah.
Interesting.
People have their like little cliques that they grew up with and it's kind
Yeah.
of hard to work your way in.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. But it seems like you made a good few friends since you've been here. So.
A few, yeah.
A very charming person. I might move on to a few quick-fire book questions
Okay.
before we get on to your choices. So these are quick-fire book questions. I think I may have sent them to you beforehand, but you just give whoever springs to mind
Yeah.
when I ask you these questions. So, Bree, who is the most overrated writer of all time?
Oh, shit. That's such a good question. I want to say Stephen King.
Aha!
I love him too, but I still think I think he's so overrated.
Yeah.
And the way he writes children is so scary. They all talk like 45-year-old men.
Yeah.
Like, how you doing, Garrity? Like, I don't know, it's so weird.
Yeah,
Very
I can
overrated.
definitely see that for sure. Yeah, I actually haven't read many of his books, but I can definitely see he's quite like ubiquitous in the culture. But he's so prolific as well, isn't he? He writes like a ridiculous amount.
That's the
So,
thing. It's like,
yeah.
how can you write that many books and have them all be good?
Yeah, I did hear a conspiracy theory that he doesn't write any of his own books. I don't know if that's true.
Yeah, after he
Yeah.
stopped doing drugs, you think he just like, he was like, I can't do this
He hired
anymore.
a team of minions, like
like
your Wally.
Like
guy.
my Wally. He's like, it's
Yeah.
either my health or
Yeah.
good books.
Maybe. It's possible. We could have rumbled this on the first episode. This is incredible.
Yeah.
And Bree, is there a book that you pretend to have read that you have secretly actually not read?
That is so funny. Okay. Moby Dick. But it's not that I didn't read it, I tried to read it.
Yeah.
I really did.
Where
like
did you get
multiple
up to?
times. That's a good question. I don't even know. Like, I couldn't tell you. I could not tell you. But I had to, like, I tried, and then I was like, fuck it, I'll try doing the audio version of it. Maybe
Yeah.
that'll sink in. And it just didn't.
Yeah. I think I got up to the first chapter about whale anatomy, which is about 40 pages long.
Yeah.
And that was where it lost me.
So
He was very obsessed with whales, Herman Melville, I think, which is kind of charming and quirky in a slightly weird way.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm kind of the same. I've been reading it for like 3 years. There's one of the like 10 books by my bed.
Stop.
So it looks incredibly impressive that I have this like battered old copy of Moby
Yeah.
Dick, but I've not finished it.
Oh, you look so cool having it.
Yeah.
though.
Oh my God. Yeah. The literary legitimacy that I get from that is incredible.
Wait, so since this is the first episode, are you going to answer the questions too?
Maybe I will. Not on this episode.
Not
This is all about
okay.
you. But maybe at some point, maybe Joel, our wonderful Joel. Shout out to Joel, who's our head of
Camera Joe.
Off camera Joe.
Maybe Joel can interview me potentially, but we'll think about it. We'll strategy. I think Jessie as well, wonderful Jessie who runs Morocco Bound Bookshop. I'm going to interview her at some point as well. So
Yeah.
maybe you can interview me, Jessie. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll make.
I can't wait to watch that.
So two final. Well, these aren't actually quickfire. I labelled these as quickfire questions. They haven't been quickfire. I apologise. But third quickfire question:
Okay.
An astral dinner or stellar dinner. A writer, alive or dead, can join you on the rocket ship for one night, where you can have dinner, you can converse, talk about books. Who is it that you're going to invite?
Kurt Vonnegut.
Kurt Vonnegut.
I
Lovely.
love him.
Yes.
I love that man.
Yes. Lovely. What do you think you'll talk about over this dinner?
Probably some anti-war sentiments, but just be quirky and goofy. Probably just tell a lot of dad jokes.
Yep.
That's how I imagine him with his like
Yeah.
little fro, just like, I don't know, setting down a whoopee cushion or some shit. I don't know. Like, who
We can
knows?
incorporate that on the rocket ship. I think we could get that in there. Lovely. Yeah, that sounds
He
delightful.
seems like a great guy. He seemed,
He seemed very
like
genuine.
a great guy.
Genuinely quite quirky.
Yeah,
I think,
totally.
Yeah, pretty eccentric fellow. So final quickfire question.
Okay.
This is a literary comet. So tie somewhat cloakily into the theme of the rocket ship. What is your literary opinion that people might cancel you for? That you're going kind of scorched earth. You're sending a comet back to Earth, and you're not going to be around to deal with the fallout. But what do people will really provoke people?
I don't know if I believe in like a self-help book.
Uh-huh.
I I don't know. I would elaborate on that. I just
Yeah.
thought of it.
Mm.
Just popped into my head.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that opinion even.
Okay.
We could talk it out if you want. I know
we're
this is a quick fire, but if you want to like
Oh no, we can make
dive
it like
into it for a second.
medium speed fire.
Have you ever read a self-help book?
I don't know. I think I read that 7 Habits book
Yeah.
when I was a kid. I was a pretty good
I read
kid.
The Secret as a kid.
Oh, no
My
way.
dad got
Yeah.
really into The Secret.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, keep a rock in your pocket. And I'm like,
Yeah.
sure. Okay.
Why? So why a rock in your pocket?
I
What's
don't,
the point
to
of that?
ground you, to like remind. I don't know. I don't know.
Mm.
It's about manifestation. And I'm sure that helps. I'm sure it helps.
Yeah.
Couldn't hurt. Manifesting couldn't hurt.
Yes. Interesting.
I'd rather just pay a therapist though
Yeah.
than read a book about it.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. It's definitely become an industry
Yeah.
over the last few years, particularly. And in some ways, I mean, maybe this will get too deep for the quickfire questions that we said, but it kind of seems to supplant religion for some people.
Yeah.
In terms of it gives people a code of conduct or a kind of scripture or a creed to abide by. You see that with Jordan Peterson. Like, I kind of find it funny, Jordan Peterson, with his original book, he wanted to go more than 10 Commandments. He's like, just go for his 12 rules.
Well,
that shows the kind of Messiah complex of the guy.
Yeah, anyone can fucking write one.
Yeah,
I could write one. And
maybe
you
should.
You don't want my help. I'm telling you, you don't.
I think it could be good. I think there would be people who buy that book. You got a platform, if you got a profile.
Maybe.
People that maybe in a couple of years' time, I'm going to claim some credit when you wrote your first self-help book.
Oh my God. What would it even be about? How to help yourself, jerk off. There it is. Like, wow, I'm killing it.
Do you think you're uniquely well placed to advise people on that? Or
yeah, I think
you
so.
have special expertise in that?
I do think so.
Yeah, okay. That's very good.
I think the like content creator, the annoying YouTuber to OnlyFans model pipeline really lends itself well to that. They're good bits. You can do a lot of bits in that space.
Yes, interesting.
Yeah.
Was that your journey then? So you were a YouTuber to begin with, like kind of presented to camera and then moved into, how do you describe adult content? Oh.
Yeah, I was doing sketch comedy.
And
I was doing like a lot of sketches about foot stuff. And then I started getting the send foot pics, DMs.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how it all started.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So that was the kind of, you describe it as a turning point or like a natural transition into...
Natural.
Yeah.
So natural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very interesting. Are there many people like colleagues of yours who've made that similar transition or that's been their pathway? Or?
Some of them. I think for neurodivergent people and big nerds, there's like, it's pretty natural transition.
Yes. Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, I think maybe we'll come on to that again a bit later as we explore your choices. But thank you for indulging those quickfire questions, which ended up not being too quickfire. But that's kind of, we're exploring the format. So we're going to come on to your first 5 choices. These are the books. The brief is kind of the books that made you maybe your favorite books, very important books to you in your life, that you're going to be able to take with you on the rocket ship. And they're going to bring you solace, comfort, entertainment as you make your way into the constellations. So, Bree, what is your first choice? Which book are you bringing?
So I'm bringing a series as my first choice. Okay, and it's a series of unfortunate events. That was like, that's why I am the way I am, I think. They're so funny. So funny. I learned a lot of big words. I think I love the fact that they treated the kids as like really smart and all the adults in it are just like these cartoony buffoons. Yeah. And the kids are like, hey, nobody's listening to me. I'm telling you something and it's true and it's real. And the adults are like, la, la, la. And I feel like as a kid that's how I felt. Yeah. The adults around me would act. I would be like, please take me seriously. And no one ever did. Everyone always just treated me like a dumb kid. Yeah, interesting. Yeah. So was there a particular character in the series that you saw yourself in or kind of resonated with you? Or was it with all 3 of the kids? I think all 3 of the kids, but I love Count Olaf as a villain. I think he's so iconic, gay icon, diva. Obviously not canon gay, but like to me, because he's like this really big theater actor. I don't know. He was so funny. I love that. I love a good villain. And he is so great. And there's so many amazing side characters that come and go. It's just, yeah.
Yeah.
The character work in that series is incredible.
I love the meta aspect of it as well, with Lemony Snicket being the character, and then kind of, I think it was Daniel Handler, wasn't it? Or Daniel Handler, I'm not sure how you pronounce his name. But I found that so exciting as a kid because it seemed so creative, so original.
I know.
At the time.
Now that you bring that up, I think all my choices have an author that has a pen name.
Oh, that's an interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Someone who needed like an alter ego to like create something.
Yeah.
Interesting.
How do you analyze that you respond to that so strongly? What is it in a kind of pen name or a pseudonym that you're drawn to?
I think outside of being a sex worker, which we all have a lot of like fake names.
Of course.
I think there's also like I can be a character version of myself telling a story, and I really resonate with that because as like an online creator, I am not my real authentic self, but I am trying to present authenticity to some extent, because if people really knew who I was and not this like horned up, funny, outgoing person online that's more marketable, more relatable, if they knew who I really was, which is just like, I'm so boring and I just watch movies and like get stoned and hang out with my friends. Like it's not as fun.
Yeah. So there is almost an avatar there that's
you can take like creative liberties that way. Yeah. You can go crazy.
Is there an element of kind of self-protection or self-preservation there as well, that you have to be playing as a character? Because if it's you out there, you're fully exposed almost.
100%.
Yeah.
That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I feel like I can't really, I can share the dumbest shit all day long. I can overshare and say crazy shit. But at the end of the day, only I'm going to know my real, true, deep, dark secrets that no one else gets to know. Yes. So it's like people feel like because I share so much weird information about myself that's not relevant. I think I get to keep those the truth to myself. Like some things in my pocket. And I feel like maybe authors feel that way too when they do the pen name.
Yeah. But your name is, your real name is Bree Essrig.
Yeah.
So has there ever been a temptation to use a different name, or you do use a different name?
Totally. I have in the past when I was doing like in-person sex work, I used a fake name.
Okay.
But no, I should have used a stage name for sure. I really regret that. My family is like constantly like, I wish you did. And I'm like, I know, I should have.
Yeah.
You live and you learn.
Yeah. Maybe you could change your name.
I know.
Change your legal. No, I don't know how that would work. Actually, change your legal name and then your stage name becomes Bree Essrig. Bree Essrig is a nice name.
Ever.
Yeah, that works pretty well. What is the history? What is the etymology of your surname, Essrig? Where is that from?
I don't know. My grandfather made it up.
Really?
Yeah, I really don't know where it came from. I don't know why. I have no clue.
So what was the family name before that then?
I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know a lot about my family.
Maybe that shouldn't be a stage. That's interesting.
It is interesting.
Yeah, Essrig. Yeah, because it feels like a slightly unusual name.
I know.
It's like a character in Moby Dick. I can imagine like some guy, one of the guys working beneath the, like scrubbing the floorboards, being called Essrig or something.
Totally.
Not to insult your surname. I don't think that's insulting yourself.
No, it's like very old timey.
Yeah, it feels kind of cool. It's nice. Well, very interesting. So do you have a favourite book among the series of unfortunate events? Is there one? If you were forced to take only one volume, which one would you take?
It's The Austere Academy, which is the 5th one. And it's when the kids go to boarding school.
Yes.
And Count Olaf disguises himself as like the gym teacher. And he makes them run laps in a circle all night, every night to make them too tired so that they fail their tests and they can't graduate or something. I don't know. It's really silly.
Yeah.
But I love it. And they just outsmart him every time.
Yeah, I do love that.
Quirky kids. I love it. But I love the boarding school of it all.
Yeah.
I really do. I love like kids at a boarding school setting. I think that's such a fun storytelling device.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's useful that you've had a series as your first pick, because it allows me to make an admin point to the good listeners and viewers that of your 5 choices, you're allowed to take one series.
That was in the notes. Okay,
So
that was
yeah,
allowed.
Bree has very thoroughly read the briefing pack, which I'm very grateful for. So whether you actually taken this to a real extreme extent, because there's 13 books in the series, and the final one is the only one that's not alliterative. It's the end.
You know your stuff.
I love them. I did used to love them. I haven't read them for years, but I'm really good. Pleased you pulled them up.
Okay, wait, who's your favorite character?
Probably the main man himself, Count. But I always never know. Well, I never know if it's pronounced Count Olaf or Count Olaf. I presume it's the second.
I say Olaf because I watched the movie and the series.
Yeah.
But I also love Lemony Snicket because he is a character. He's the narrator.
Yeah.
And Mr. Poe with a cough, the banker with a cough.
Yeah.
So silly.
Yeah, it really is a beautiful universe that he's created there. So idiosyncratic and eccentric. Wow, fantastic first choice.
Yes.
I found that. We'll go. I don't know if we need to go further into the admin on that point of like, what's the longest series? Because I wonder if someone in the future, if someone tries to bring a series of like 100 books, I might have to draw the line at that point.
Yeah.
But we can fit your 13 books on the rocket ship. We'll allow it.
They're short.
Yeah. They're quite like lovely little volumes, aren't they? If I remember, maybe because you grew up in the States, you may have had different versions the way they were printed. But the ones over here were very like beautiful little slender volumes, like little hardbacks.
Wait, I need to look into this.
Yeah. But I remember the American ones. I think I saw some of the American ones that were kind of like raw, a bit like choppy papers, like the ones you've had. Yeah, and those were really cool as well.
Yeah, the illustrator was Brett Helquist or something. I think that was his name. I loved those illustrations. The covers were so cool.
Yeah.
I had a series of unfortunate events birthday party where I made like a little treasure hunt of like find Count Olaf by following these clues, and all my friends were like,
so nerdy.
"We don't want to do this."
No one was as big a fan of you as you in those days. So
unfortunately, they all loved Harry Potter, which fair.
Yeah, also other classics. But so final question on series of unfortunate events: what are these books going to do for you as you sail further into space? What kind of, are they going to bring you comfort, solace?
I think just nostalgia. Yeah. They'll remind me of being a kid. And I think reading them as an adult will be interesting because my perspective will have shifted. But I think as an adult, I'll be like, why isn't anyone protecting these children? Please, can we take a look at what's going on here? But I still want to get the Count Olaf tattoo on my ankle.
Oh, you're going to go for it? The VFD. What did it stand for?
Volunteer Fire Department.
Yeah. There we go.
Yeah, I might. I don't know. Is that so lame?
I think you should do it. I think you could go for it. We've made some resolutions. You can write a self-help book and get another tattoo. It's great. So we'll move on to your second choice.
Okay.
If you're happy to do that, what is your second book that you're going to take into space?
I chose so many books. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna go with Franny and Zoe. Franny and Zoe.
Nice. Yeah. Yes. I've not read that book.
You haven't? Or
I have not read that, no. So why are you taking it? Why does it mean so much to you?
Well, this relates to the last choice, but I really love the sibling dynamic. And I am obsessed with the lore behind the book. There's like the Glass family, which is like J.D. Salinger created this family of like child geniuses who are like radio talk show stars as children. And then they all grow up and are like normal now. And they're like, what the fuck am I doing with my life? And so they all like handle it differently. And so Franny and Zoe are the two youngest siblings who basically Franny's having like an existential crisis and Zoe, her brother, has to like talk her through it and her siblings help her through it.
Lovely, yeah.
But I love the lore behind the Glass family. It's like his other short stories are about the older sibling, written by and about the siblings, and he has his alter ego, which is Buddy Glass, who allegedly wrote Catcher in the Rye.
Interesting.
I know, I love the lore.
Yeah, that is cool.
It's cool.
What is it about those sibling dynamics that you're drawn to? Because of both your picks so far, very key part of the story and the structure is that sibling relationship. Do you yourself have siblings? Or?
I do. I have a sister and we're so close. And I just can't imagine not having a sibling. And I just really relate to any story that has like tight siblings. But I feel like because my sister and I, we were like on the front lines together. You know, we like fought the same war. And so no one else will ever understand me in a way that she will, even though we are like so the complete opposite personality types. Like she's like my number one. I'm like, I would tell her anything. And I have so many amazing friends that I would also tell anything to, but I'm like, you don't get it though. She was there.
Yeah. That's
We
quite
have
lovely.
the same adversaries, our parents.
Oh, okay. This is the shared enemy as your parents.
Totally. I mean, yeah, we like,
Yeah. What's the age gap between you? What's the age difference?
Like, it's like 2 years. She'll say a year and 8 months, but I'll say 2 years.
Okay. Oh, so you're older.
No, I'm older.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that makes sense. That's very lovely having that kind of relationship as a kind of an anchor in your life. But...
Yeah, she's married with kids and I'm not. And I will not. And so our lives just look so different.
Yeah. That's cool that you're an aunt though. Do you get along with
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many kids does your sister have?
She has 2. She has a son and a daughter.
Okay. Oh, lovely.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Oh, well, we can say hello to them. And perhaps they'll be watching it.
Hi,
they're into podcast?
Hi, Landon. No, they're going to be watching this. They love books. They're 5 and almost 2.
Oh, very sweet. Yeah, very cute. So they're getting into reading big time now. Yeah. Oh, very sweet.
I cannot wait to introduce them to the series of unfortunate events, though. That is mandatory reading.
That's quite a beautiful moment, I think, of introducing your favorites to like the next generation. Like,
totally.
Yeah, it's really lovely. A lot of my cousins are having kids now, and they're sort of getting to the reading age now. It's a very lovely part of childhood, I think. It's really cute. That's really cool.
Yeah.
How do you, maybe this is a too deep a question, but like, how do you analyze that difference between you and your sister, that you are very similar, but then you're living quite different lives now? Like, how do you analyze that at this stage of life?
I don't know. I do think about like, would we be friends if we weren't related? I don't know. The answer is I don't know, because we're so different. Therefore, I am really grateful that we are, and we, had the chance to meet in this lifetime. But yeah, I have no idea. But I often look for that in the art I consume of like the closeness between siblings, and also like only children are really fascinating to me because of that. Because I just like, it's so foreign to me.
Yes.
Like, wait, you didn't have to like share everything with anyone?
Yeah.
And you were like mommy and daddy's little princess?
Yeah.
Like, what was that like? Fascinating.
Do you have any people close to you in your life who are only children?
A lot.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I feel like I had to be like almost like their sibling in a way. Like I had to like come into their life and be like, can I have a bite of that? You know what I mean? Like, and they were like, no, what? I'm like, and they're like, okay. Like I had to be that person. It's so
teaching
weird.
people how to share. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a powerful social good you're achieving there.
Totally.
Oh man. So I'll move on to your third choice.
Okay.
What are you taking? What's your third book on the rocket ship?
Okay. I think Sarah by J.T. Leroy, which it also is all about the lore, because the book itself is like, okay, this is very fucked up and weird. But the lore behind J.T. Leroy as an author is so intriguing to me. Do you know about that?
Not at all, no.
Oh my God, it's so juicy.
Yeah.
So there were a bunch of books written by a young boy who was a truck stop prostitute named J.T. Leroy. And his mother was like Sarah. Okay. So these books were published as fiction, And people were like, oh my God, this like teenage boy went through hell. And so it was a huge scandal when they all found out that it wasn't actually a young boy who had written, and it was just like a 30-something-year-old woman named Laura Albert.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Who had her, I think, sister-in-law, like going to book signings dressed up as this like boy character, JT. And it was like famous people were obsessed with JT Leroy, like Courtney Love and Marilyn Manson. Like it was just like all these people were obsessed with this person that didn't really exist. It was just some woman named Savannah who like dressed up as this guy.
When did that come out then?
It's like early 2000s. Yeah. They made movies based on the books. it was like a whole thing, and it was like a literary hoax.
Yeah.
And so I became obsessed once I found out about the hoax part of it. And I read all the books and I was like, this is amazing. And then I started a Facebook group in high school, like I am JT Leroy. And then I got a phone call. I went to boarding school and I got a phone call in my dorm room from Laura Albert, the author.
Oh, wow. No way.
We talked like every day. She called me and we talked for hours and hours. And she was like, I always publish these books under fiction. I only pretended for the drama. It was fun. It was funny. I'm like, girl, we love it. We fucking love it. But people were really mad at her.
Wow. That's really interesting. So people had really taken it at face value. And this was a true story, like a really powerful, important
They wanted it to be real. And that's sad because they're really sad stories.
Yeah. Why do you think people wanted it to be real?
I think they wanted like this tragic figure to like rise up and become cool and famous.
Yeah.
I don't know. He was almost like JT was almost like a River Phoenix type of like cool kid, like my own private Idaho type of vibe.
Yeah.
So it's so interesting. And like, I just love how juicy it was. And like, the author is so involved. And like, still to this day, I bet she'll probably find this and be like, hey, we need to talk about this.
She's getting a shout out.
Yeah. They did make a movie about it a couple of years ago, about the whole thing. Starring Kristen Stewart, about the hoax.
Oh, cool. Okay.
And Laura Dern. It's so good.
Yeah.
Juicy. Yeah.
Oh, brilliant. So that's a series, you said?
No, it's an individual book.
So
she wrote a bunch of different books, but Sarah is like the more notable one.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh, lovely stuff. And I'm imagining you on this rocket ship.
Yeah.
How much do you think you're going to be rereading these books many times, presumably?
Yeah.
Is this one? What is this going to give you as you're rereading it? Kind of turning back to it.
I think this one will remind me of like. I think the time that I was in high school where I was like, I have no one to talk to about this. Like none of my friends were interested in anything like this. Like I tried explaining it to people and no one really cared. And then to talk to the actual author, like why was I talking to her? That shouldn't have happened. Like,
wait, so how did she get your contact details? How did she get your number?
She found the Facebook group.
Oh, so okay. So she joined the group.
She joined the group and she was like, hey, there's some things you need to know about this group. We need to change a couple things. I'm like, whatever you say. And she was like, hey, can I talk to you? I was like, yeah. Literally whenever. She would just fucking call me. And I was like, I'm talking to like a 40-year-old woman and she's bearing her soul to me. And I'm 16.
Like providing a sort of therapeutic, cathartic experience.
I loved it. Because it's like, again, to go back to a series of unfortunate events, it's like finally a grown-up who's treating me like another grown-up. And like we're talking about art. And it's like talking about art with adults who are successful. And a little crazy. Yeah,
it's really interesting experience. Are you still in touch with her now then? We've kind of lost touch a bit. Okay.
No, but I might go back. I might hit her up.
Well, I hope she finds this. Well, you're taking one of her books as your 5 choices into space.
She's really cool. I do like her a lot. Yeah.
Well, she sounds like a bit of a legend.
She's a legend.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So we'll move on to your 4th choice, if you're happy with that, Bree.
Okay.
What have you got as your 4th choice?
Let me check. I feel like I was going from 5 to 1, by the way. Like, because my number one. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see.
I think that's good.
4th. Okay, 4th choice. I have so many. I don't want to do another series, but it is so pivotal. Okay, I'm going to do another series. Is that okay?
Well, you can pick. The rule we've made for that is you can pick one from another series. You can't take. You can only take one whole series as one of your choices. But you could take like a volume.
I can take one volume.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Do you know about the Georgia Nicholson series?
Oh yeah. The what are those books called? The wait, what are they called?
Well, they all have like the craziest
Dancing My Nutty Pants or something like that. Yes, is that the one?
That's one of them.
Yeah.
Angus Thongs and Full Frontal Snogging. That's the one I'm taking.
Okay. Yeah, that's a classic. That's kind of the most recognized one of that series as well.
It is, because they made the movie based off of the first 2 books.
Yeah.
And it's so good. I love it. It's why I'm living here, straight up.
Really?
Yeah.
Did it live up to your expectations, the London or the UK as depicted in that book or those films?
100%. Yeah, just as much making out and sex as I thought there would be.
Interesting.
Yeah. I read those books when I was like 12 years old, which I think is a little too young. Probably a little too young.
Yeah, they're probably pitched as slightly older, right? More
She's
teenage.
14 in the books.
So maybe that was the target market.
But I remember being like, I can't wait to kiss somebody for the first time. Because it got me obsessed with British culture. Obsessed. There's like a little glossary at the end of each book with like all the words that they use, like British slang.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is amazing.
Just absorbed all of that.
I gotta go there someday.
So you hadn't visited the UK when you'd read those when you were a kid? Okay, interesting.
I didn't visit the UK till like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I just had this magical Georgia Nicholson version of London in my head.
Oh, there we go. Well, we can thank Georgia Nicholson for your presence in the UK.
I know. And she's not even from London.
Yeah. Where are those books set? Are they set
Brighton.
in London? Okay.
I think Brighton.
Yeah. That rings a bell. God, that feels like a throwback to the mid-noughties. That was the kind of time. But I think we're about the same age, so that was when I was growing up and getting into books as well. My sisters were very into those books.
They're so good. I mean, they're really homophobic, fatphobic. Yeah. They're really of the time, but they are really, really funny.
Yeah.
So good.
So, favorite characters in that one, or any particular characters in there that kind of resonate with you?
I think her best friend Jazz is really, in the movie, she's like got her head on straight, but in the book, she's just like so dumb.
Yes.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Oh, good fun. What is that going to give you again as you take it into space on your rocket ship?
I think a good laugh. I'm going to need it up in space. It's going to be real bleak up there.
Yeah.
I'm going to need something to giggle at.
Yes, definitely. How will you deal with that aspect of being in the rocket ship? Because you're never going to return to Earth. This is going to be quite an isolating process. How are you going to feel about this?
I think those books are going to help a lot. They say a lot about humanity. Because I think teenage girls have even though it was written by a grown woman, I really do think like teenage girls have their finger on the pulse of like everything. Yeah. Like straight up. Like, I don't know if you've ever seen The Virgin Suicides or read it.
Yeah. Fantastic.
But like, that 13-year-old girls, man, they know fucking everything and nothing. Yeah. But they'll be the first to tell you that. They'll be like, I don't know a thing. And it's so scary. Yeah.
There's a lot of wisdom in being able to admit that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's great. That's a great choice. They're all great choices so far. I feel like we're whistling through. So the way you've done it, are you counting down to the most important one? Yeah. Because I'll ask it properly at the end, but basically I'm going to ask you, which one would you pick if you could only take one? Is it going to be this one?
It's going to be this one.
We can go into So your fifth choice, Bree, what is it?
The #1 book that changed my life, not even kidding, is Looking for Alaska by John Green. These are all like childhood books, too, but like that was everything. Like I remember I read the last page sobbing and I started it over immediately. I started reading it again, and I never do that with like anything. So it's only happened a few times in my life, and that was the book.
Interesting.
Yeah.
What was it that you were responding to then? Why did it move you so much?
Well, it's sad. It's so sad. Like there's such a tragic character in it that I sort of related to. I was like diagnosed with depression at a really young age. So I always kind of thought I would die young. And there's like one of those tragic characters that dies young. So I was just like, that's me. Yeah. That's going to happen to me. It was really fucked up. Yeah. But it got me really excited about like going to a boarding school, and like that was like my life goal. Like I had to get away and get out of the house and like away from my parents who were always yelling about something, and I'm like, I need to go be free and go be myself. And like between that and like a series of unfortunate events, they go to boarding school. I'm like, this is like my path. I have to do it. And so I did. Yeah. Interesting. Yeah. So how old were you when you went to boarding school? I had just turned 16. This was my last 2 years of high school. Yeah, interesting. And so these books that you've mentioned, talked about, they kind of put you on that path of wanting to do that. Is that right? Yeah. Interesting. And my boarding school experience was just like the books. Yeah. Not even kidding. It was like Count Olaf making you run laps around the
That's cool.
Well, I went to a performing arts boarding school, so we didn't really have like a physical education department.
Yeah.
Because they didn't want anything to hurt the artists. They're like, we can't have like balls being thrown at like your fingers. We need you guys to like play instruments and shit. So we can't do the physical education.
Yeah.
No sport.
Interesting.
I know.
So how, because this is a very emotional book for you by the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Is that going to be quite cathartic for you on the rocket ship, would you say? You have this real like resonant bit from a really raw period of your life as well.
Totally.
Is that part of why you're taking it?
I think all of these books remind me of like who I was and who I became because of it.
Yeah.
I just think art is so fucking important in any capacity. And I just feel like I was such a reader as like a teenager.
Yeah.
And those books all really, really shaped me into who I am. And like my sense of humor even. Like the Georgia Nicholson books, they're so funny and like dry. And Series of Unfortunate Events too. I'm just like, yeah, I can't believe I was allowed to read those. Like as a child. It's like, it feels unfair. Like, what a blessing.
Yeah. Do you feel, so you said you read a lot when you were a kid and growing up. Do you still read as much these days, or was that kind of the key reading period of your life?
I was a big reader until maybe like right before the pandemic. And then I just became so engrossed in like content creation and like TikTok and social media, because you used to be able to get to the end of social media. They'd be like, you've seen it all,
completed
and
it.
then you'd go do other things on the internet, which was like, I miss the old internet, but that's a whole different story. But now it's just like nothing's holding my attention quite like books again. Like I like turned the corner. Last year I started reading again, and I'm like, oh my God, my attention span came back. I didn't think it was possible.
Oh, that's pretty powerful then.
I know.
Yeah. So that's something you grapple with in your career though, because I guess you are quite, I don't want to say dependent, but the metrics are very important.
Yeah.
Presumably you're kind of measuring things all the time.
Totally.
And that, to me, as a like social media user as well, it does upset the balance in your brain of being able to focus.
Yeah.
So is that something you grapple with a bit in terms of like, this is your job, your career, your path, but it's also kind of maybe making it harder to read or focus in depth? Is that
it made it so hard?
Yeah.
So hard. This last year when I started reading again, I was like, I found myself like having to read the same page like maybe 4 or 5 times to really grasp what I was reading, because my mind would just wander.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I'll never get it back.
Yeah.
And then I realized maybe it was the book I was reading was actually a little,
I
don't know if I'm gonna hold for that, but
yeah.
yeah. And then I started reading, like, I read my best friend wrote a book, and I devoured it, and it's so good. And I was like, oh, my attention span's just fine. I just need something that holds it.
Yeah, that's interesting.
A good story, juicy. You know, I love that gossip.
Yeah. Can we plug the book? It's been published.
It's not out yet, and it's probably going to take a while. But when it does, baby steps.
Baby steps by, what was your friend's name?
Chelsea Frank.
Chelsea Frank. There you go. Oh my God, I can't wait to read it.
I know,
sounds like very
so
compelling.
good.
Read, yeah. Yeah, I think it's a tricky one. I think about it a lot with this we're doing this podcast under Bookmark London, and it's kind of the key point of that is, you know, celebrating the power of the written word and also trying to get people reading more.
Yeah.
But we are in an ecosystem where so many things are competing for your attention that it is really hard to sit down and just, as you said, like devour a book. But then maybe it's just the storytelling that we need to get people onto, like the great stories. That's what we need.
Totally.
Not the Moby Dick where we have 50 pages about whale anatomy. No, we've thrown a lot of shade at Herman Melville.
That book is dense.
Yeah, it's very dense. There are some really funny, to be fair, I have laughed out loud at a few chapters in Moby Dick.
Yeah.
There are some quite amusing bits. But I don't know, maybe he didn't intend it to be funny.
Are you reading a lot these days or no?
Yeah. I read quite a bit, but maybe similar to you, I find it hard to maintain the attention span that I had when I was a kid, where you can just properly immerse yourself in a book. Because I think we're all, I guess maybe it's the joy to being an adult as well. You're thinking about 10 things at one time.
Yeah.
And thinking about having to manage various things. So properly immersing yourself in the literature. But it's a beautiful thing, as you've spoken about. It's a really important thing, I think.
It is.
And we don't want to get, we don't agree with self-help books, as we've said, but there is a mindfulness to it, I think, of properly focusing on being in a different world for a bit.
Yeah.
And,
I mean, if self-help books work for anyone, that's great. I'm happy for them. They just don't. I'm not buying whatever they're selling. I don't know.
Yeah. I'm sure there are some good, positive ones. Nice.
Yeah. Chicken Soup for the Soul. That was a big thing in the 90s. Oh my God. My mom would buy those and I would read them and I would love them. And then later on, I was like, oh, these are just Christian slop.
Yeah. That's an interesting way of analyzing it. I can definitely see that. Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Like it works for some people and gives them a sense of purpose, sense of meaning.
Yeah.
If it's not hurting other people, then
why not?
Happy day. But speaking of hurting other people, we've come to essentially the hardest choice. Thank you for sharing your 5 wonderful choices with me, Bree. And that final book, that was your one you would choose if you're only to take one. And that's fantastic. So we've come to a section of Rocket Ship Reads, which is called Into the Void, where you are given the last surviving copy of a book. And as you are in your rocket ship, we're not going to get too into the details of the physics here because it's not my specialism, but you're going to be allowed to throw it into a black hole to consign it to oblivion forever. So no one will ever remember this book because you loathe it so much. So what is this book that you've selected to throw into the void?
This is such a hot take. Catcher in the Rye. I'm a fan of Salinger, as we've noted with Franny and Zoe. I love the Glass family. I don't like Holden Caulfield at all. I hated that we had to read that in school. I resent that. I think I would have liked it more if it wasn't forced upon me.
Yes.
That's a story I just didn't relate to or care about.
Yeah.
And I love like a slice of life, like not super plot heavy, things just kind of happen. I do like that sometimes, but I feel like his demons, man, I'm like, go fight about it then. Like, fine, just go fight about I don't care. Like, I just didn't relate to it. And I know a lot of boys do. So I'm like, don't want to like take that away from anybody. But
yeah, it's interesting. I think you are right that it's probably very gendered, the fan base.
Yeah.
Or it's quite polarized potentially, the proper fan base of that book. And like teenage boys really respond to that, I think.
And he also only really cared about like his sister is like the only girl he gave a shit about. And that kind of pissed me off.
Yeah. How old were you when you first read that book?
I think I was like 15.
Yeah.
And I was feeling those same like anger and you know, the suburban ennui, like, but he's like really privileged and he's like, and I was really depressed too. So I was like, I get it. I don't relate to the way he takes out his emotions.
Yeah.
It just didn't speak to me. At least with Franny and Zoe, like Zoe's at least really funny. You know, like he's hilarious.
Yeah.
Really arrogant prick, but he's really funny.
Yeah. I think
Holden was just like, you're phony, and then he's like complaining all the time. And I'm like, do something then.
Yeah. It does feel like quite a self-indulgent narrator to me, Holden Caulfield. I've only read the book once. I've probably read it about the same time of life as you said. But it left me a bit cold as well, I would say.
Wasn't my favorite.
Yeah. It's very interesting. How do you understand that or analyze it as to why it's so pervasive and why it's captivated a lot of people over the decades since? Why do you think, how do you explain that success?
I don't know. I think maybe because it's like kind of shocking with like the language. I think that might be maybe the way it's written. I really can't, I don't really understand. Because I remember like when we were analyzing it in English class, I was just like, I'm not here. Like, I'm not present for this. Doesn't feel like I remember reading Crime and Punishment, which I loved. Yeah. And I was like, I get this. I really relate to this fucking guy. I hate landlords. I don't know how, like, I don't rent. I don't know. But I was just like so drawn to this guy. But I remember with Catcher in the Rye, I was just like, I don't know what the wheat feel. Who cares? He's singing a fucking song about a wheat. I don't care. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I really couldn't explain it to you.
Yeah, no, I hear what you're saying. No.
I might need to go on Reddit later and see what people like really revere about it because I don't know.
Yeah, why it resonates with people so much. It is interesting to think about. Why did you finish that book? Because presumably you had quite a strong response to it.
I had to.
From earlier. Oh, because you were studying it in high school. Okay.
But it did make me read other Salinger because I was like, people love this guy. Surely his other work is different. And then I read the short stories, and A Perfect Day for Banana Fish is like the craziest thing I've ever read in my life.
Yeah.
Like I think about it all the time, and it fucks me up to think about. And then that got me into the Glass family because that story is about the eldest Glass child, Seymour Glass. It's so, I love the lore. It's so juicy, but Catcher in the Rye isn't it. But allegedly, Buddy Glass wrote Catcher in the Rye, Jay's alter ego. So that is really interesting looking at it from that perspective.
Yeah, it's cool that. I find it interesting that you kind of got quite strong feelings in both directions about work by the same writer as well. It's kind of interesting. That.
I know. I feel the same way about like filmmakers. Like I have a lot of filmmakers that I adore, like directors, but there's a lot of work that I don't stand by, you know?
Yeah. So interesting. So we'll move on. Thank you for trashing Catcher in the Rye. Catcher in the Rye is in the void. It's been forgotten forever. This is thanks to you, Bree Essrig. It's been consigned to history.
I will say, before we move on, I'm glad that he didn't want anyone adapting it into a movie. I don't want to watch that movie.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so I don't know that much about that. So has he insisted that it's never going to be adapted?
Yeah.
Or something? Okay.
He was like, you better not.
Yeah.
I remember James Franco was trying really hard to get it adapted, and I was like, he would.
Yeah.
He would.
Yeah. If we get Seth Rogen in there, that could be kind of fun. Well, let's see what happens.
Okay, well, that
could be the roommate.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, that could be an interesting other too. So, the final section of the show before we close is called Commit to the Canon, because you're given the final copy again of a different book. And this one is basically just in case your rocket ship breaks apart, which is, I'm sorry, I probably didn't fully explain the risks to you that could happen when we put you aboard this rocket ship.
Wait, you didn't tell me that.
Yeah, I apologize. I probably should have told you that at the end, at the beginning, I should say. But, you know, this is just the risks of going into space, the whole conceit. But you get given one book that you can commit to the canon, and this is the book that humanity is going to be remembered for, thanks to you. So over the course of the series, we're going to try and build a canon, our own new canon. And it can be a literal cannon on the rocket ship as well. So we're going to put it on a little cannon, shoot into space.
Cute.
Which maybe some aliens will find. I don't know. We haven't really sketched out the concept that much. But what is your book to commit to the canon, Bree Essrig?
I think Lord of the Flies.
Haha, interesting.
Because it like explains humanity pretty well. At least men. I don't know about humanity in general. I didn't put a lot of thought into it, but I was just like, oh yeah, this is, if aliens were to read it, they'd be like, this is what humankind is.
Yeah.
Makes sense, right?
Yes. Interesting.
Have you read it?
I have. I find it quite nihilistic about human nature, quite existential. I don't know. What do you think? It's somewhat troubling.
Yeah. So accurate.
Yeah.
Right?
Interesting. Well, I don't know. I like to be a fan of Cormac McCarthy.
Not really. I mean, I'm not a fan. I just haven't.
I just haven't read it because I find him. I think William Golding wrote a kind of probably wider breadth of types of book, but that depiction of the descent into kind of primitive behavior, I find it quite depressing because I think I want to be optimistic about people, and obviously people are capable of doing horrible things to each other. But there was another guy called Rutger Bregman who wrote a book called Humankind, and his kind of antithetical viewpoint on Lord of the Flies was that there was this actual event where a bunch of young lads were like stranded on an island. I can't remember the exact details of it, but basically they all treated each other really pleasantly, and they made this kind of like quite nice little society.
And this is real?
Yeah, this actually happened. So this was like Rutger Bregman's counter to the William Golding view of the world of like, actually people can, you know, build societies and work together. So that's the way humanity is going to be remembered.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do love that book though.
Yeah.
It's so sad. I really love Simon. What a little angel.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe you're right, because, you know, the Maze Runner series, they seem to get along just fine.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
Running through that maze. Building a society with only one girl and a million boys who die day by day.
It's just occurred to me that it's kind of enjoyable that you've used a desert island for the book to commit to the canon, because you're going into space. You're definitely not on a desert island, but maybe some could argue as being a similar sort of concept as being stranded on a desert island and potentially being sent into space.
I do think it is like a good way to tell an alien about the state of humanity and like the fact that we are like, we'll just start a war and destroy the planet instead of like build community with each other.
Yeah. Are there any...
Take.
Yeah, that's interesting. Do you feel... the whole conceit of the show is that Earth is in peril. Do you feel optimistic about the fate of humanity?
No, we're in a climate crisis. I'm privileged just to be on this ship. Like, I can't believe they asked me.
Yeah, you're lucky. Yeah, not everyone gets to go on the rocket ship.
A lot of people died.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah.
Flash floods. It was devastating. It's sad. And it happened way quicker than we thought.
Yeah, that is what happened. Yeah. We're getting into the lore now of rocket ships. It's lucky that we had these little rocket ships.
I know. I can't wait for you to tell the next guest like exactly what happened.
We're really making it up as we go along, but I think you're adding to the lore. It's beautiful building it up. So thank you for sharing your choices with us, Bree. It's been lovely chatting to you about books. Got a couple of last questions before we finish off. So we're going to put you on the rocket ship now with these 7 books. What are you going to miss most about Earth?
My sister. I wish she could come.
Yeah. Oh, well, we can have her on the road. If she wants to tell me the 7 books that she's going to... we can give her our own little rocket ship.
She doesn't read. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
I think my sister and my friends...
Yeah.
Movies. I'll miss movies. Am I allowed to have movies on the ship?
No, I don't think so. No. This is a very basic rocket ship. It's only got space for 6 to 7 books.
That is so
One of them
sad.
you deposit out of the window. Yeah, it's kind of good though. Like, I think it's a positive thing. It's giving people this attention span. It's the existential terror.
You know what I'm going to really miss most of all, like more than my family? Buttered toast.
Interesting. Yeah.
Toast with a little salted butter.
Yeah.
I know they don't have that in space.
Well, maybe we'll be able to evolve this format that one day you may be permitted a toaster. You're on the very early functional version of the rocket ship, so I'm afraid, Bree, that you do not get a toaster or butter.
I understand.
You'll probably just get those little food capsules. That's probably what we're going to do. I apologize.
Can I just...
No, it doesn't work with the format. You're not allowed
Okay.
to. So final question. As you leave the solar system, you are allowed to pre-record or send one last transmission back to Earth. I kind of have a sense of who that might be directed at. You could put it on Instagram or OnlyFans. You could do one final transmission onto one of your channels if you'd like. But yeah, you can send one last message back to Earth. What are you going to send? Who are you going to send it to?
I'm going to send it to... I'm going to post it on Instagram so that it goes to everybody that follows.
Yeah.
And it's going to say, the world is quiet here. From a series of unfortunate events.
Lovely. Oh my God, that's a beautifully symmetrical way to close.
If you know, you know. But I'm not going to add that part because they'll know.
Yeah, I think people will figure it out, actually. Well, Bree Essrig, thank you so much for joining me on this first episode of Rocket Ship Reads.